everybody out there watching on YouTube, and welcome to the second race of Season 5 of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Shelby 400 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we are getting set for 41 laps of racing here at this mile-and-a-half racetrack that has quite the reputation for some points being a wreck fest, but other points being great racing. Hopefully this one is the latter of the two. But I am not alone for this one. Joining me are two drivers running in different series. We got one from the Domino's NXT series and one from the Amazon Prime Truck series. Please welcome Cole Deaver and Johnny Gardner.
Hello.
Howdy, y'all. Cole Deaver.
Indeed, it is Cole Deaver. So, before we look at the points and everything, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on your performances, respectively. Well, actually, no, because at the time we're recording this, the races haven't come out yet, so it'd be pointless to ask. Just a little bit of comedy for you all watching.
Yeah. What's the point?
Exactly. Okay, so, excuse me. Back to business, though, as usual. So, the point standings after the Daytona 500 last week, Jessica Sheldon leads by 8 points over 3 drivers, Sean Galligan, Benjamin Miles, and Cody Lamas, and then 5th, Kyle Matthews, 6th, Joshua Collard, 7th, James McLeod, 8th, Cullen Francis, 9th, Alex Drayton, and 10th, Zachary Fitzwater. But, as you can tell with the bottom 5, except for Dylan Thoreau, who got the pole and got 2 bonus points, everyone else who finished in the bottom 5 got 0 points whatsoever. So we're definitely wanting to keep our eyes out for those drivers with no points going into this week and see if they can rebound and actually get some points this week. But without further ado, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting in the last row, we got Evernham teammates back there, Diego Yepes and Paul Minnick. Top 10, James Qualls is on the pole. Starting next to him is James Shelley. Row 2 is Charles Sanford, Ethan Hoffman. Row 3 is Matt McIntyre, Trent Dunham. Row 4, Ryan Butcher, Rafael LeDuc. And then row 5, Dougie Shears and Jay Jefferson. But let's get the command to fire engines for the Shelby 400 at Viva Las Vegas.
Drivers, start your
Those of you
engines.
who don't know, I can attest to the fact that this track is one big giant death trap. I should know. My series has, like, over the past 3 seasons, my series has at least a total of 45 cars in the graveyard.
That is true. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them last season, right, Cole?
Yeah, at least you didn't wind up in the catch fence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this racetrack, we have had catch fence crashes at this racetrack in years previous on this YouTube channel. But with the last couple of times we've been here to Las Vegas, the racing has been very, very good. So I'm hoping we see more of that this season. But you never know. Las Vegas is considered one of the more schizophrenic mile-and-a-half racetracks we go to. But any predictions going into the race today? And we'll start with Johnny real quick.
You know, the way that Vegas works, I know it's like a driver-land track. I'm going to have to keep my eyes on towards the back and see how they do. But if they don't survive, I'm going to have my eyes on Fitzy.
Alrighty, well, before we get to Cole's, we are coming to the start-finish line, and it's time to boogity, 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 go racing!
They head into turn 1 here. James Qualls trying to get a run on James Shelley. He's got Charles Sanford right behind him, and I don't know who's in 32, so you're going to have to work with me on this one. And coming down to the line, it seems Charles Sanford is going to win, or lead the lap.
Yeah, but under yellow. Oh, no.
Oh, hi.
Alex Straden and Paul Minnick. Jessica Sheldon, the Daytona 500 winner, was involved. Zachary Fitzwater was in it too. Kyle Matthews, 5th in points, and I'm not sure about Joshua Collard. Maybe Diego Yepes got involved. So, multi-car accident here on lap number 1, and it takes out quite a few drivers. Ooh, Emmanuel Hartnett was in it too.
So the Aussie wonder from down under gets a piece of the damages.
So it would seem. But,
Hey, Levi, if you want to know my thoughts on predictions, I hate to change topic so quickly. My thoughts is just literally just throw every name in the hat and pick one.
yeah, because we're already starting to get that sense here already. But,
we just already lost basically like 5. So what else is new? The cheese grater struck again.
yeah.
All right.
But without further ado, though, Charles Sanford did lead the first lap, so he's going to get a very valuable bonus point. But nobody came in the pit road out of the leaders, so looks like Sanford will still lead when we get back to the restart. But let's take a look at the replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Las Vegas. So this was around the back of the field. It's a 3-wide situation gone wrong, but watch Jessica Sheldon. She's going to get tight and get up right into Zachary Fitzwater into Alex Drayton, and Drayton goes up against the wall, and then there you see where other drivers behind got involved. Collard and Minnick and Matthews was all in it, and then further up ahead, you had Hartnett get a piece of the action right around there, that little bit of contact into the outside wall and then down into the 10. But I don't think that's going to hurt the 10 very much. He just got cosmetic damage, so he managed to get through. But, yeah, just hard racing too soon here at the beginning of the Shelby 400. And ironically, all 3 of the Evernham Motorsports cars got a piece of it in some capacity. Minnick got big damage.
Also, I'd like to point out the number 9 is technically being stuck in by the gravity gun in pit road.
Yeah!
Yeah, that happens on occasion. Same with Hartnett, too. But it looks like a couple of guys, particularly Collard and Yepes, are going to be able to keep going without any problems. Everyone else is questionable or for sure finished. But without further ado, let's take you to the restart here at Vegas. So after that multi-car accident, the bottom 5 who won't get points this week are Zachary Fitzwater, Jessica Sheldon. Emmanuel Hartnett, I think for the 2nd week in a row, is not going to get points, so he's going to have a big mountain to climb. Alex Drayton and Paul Minnick. Still got 35 other cars on the racetrack. But the running order, Charles Sanford, your race leader. 2nd, Matt McIntyre. 3rd, James Qualls. 4th, Ryan Butcher. 5th, James Shelley. 6th is Dougie Shears. 7th, Ethan Hoffman. 8th, Seth Cole. Excuse me. 9th, Trent Dunham. And then 10th, Dylan Young. 11th, Raphael Leduc. 12th, Carson Gum. 13th, Jay Jefferson. 14th, Jonathan Zorline. 15th, Dylan Thoreau. 16th, Cody Lamas. 17th, Preston Plord. 18th, Dylan Jacobs. 19th, DJ Curtis. 20th, Joshua Sekuli. Rest of the field is Sean Galligan, Anthony McCurry, Tim Fiegel, Benjamin Miles, Jake Rogers, James McLeod, Cullen Francis, Patrick Smith, Chris Dollarton, Colin Phillips, and then Dylan Pote, Joshua Collard, Jake Baskinger, Diego Yepes, and Kyle Matthews. Green flag back out with 36 to go.
32 car already looking for some momentum. Gonna go past Charles Sanford. Now we'll see if Sanford can't get a run going into 3.
Doesn't look like it. Is already. Here comes rookie Ryan Butcher into 6, who had a pretty solid run last week at Daytona and is having a much better day here. And Dougie Shears trying to get up there. He's already up to 3rd. Ethan Hoffman in a 99 now in the top 5. As you can tell, that bottom lane is the best lane to run here at this racetrack because you just get that extra speed. After all, the bottom is the fastest way around.
If you get shuffled on that outside lane, oh geez, here we go.
Hold your breath, hold your breath. thought that was going to be big. But like I was trying to say, like I said to you earlier, this track's heavily tractor line with that inside line.
Yep. As Matt McIntyre continues to lead the way here at Vegas, rookie Ethan Hoffman not too far off. And how about a couple of legends, Trent Dunham and Dylan Young up here?
Also, I just want to point out, I'm not trying to bias anything, but I like how that 6 car is actually looking like a 2000s version of Mark Martin's Valvoline.
It does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To an extent, yes. But he's
Like
not the
it-
only one in a Valvoline car. His teammate Dylan Thoreau's got one of his own. But I was going to mention the alliance between Furniture Row and Backmarker Motorsports. They're all working together. Rafael LeDuc in the 77 with Seth Cole and James Shelley behind him. They're all up here in the top 10 as LeDuc's trying to get a run underneath Trent Dunham, but he's going to get forced up. Oh, and there they go! They saved it.
Oh my!
But they have caught Kyle Matthews, who's a slower car. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, you might.
Wow, unbelievable! That would have been a wreck waiting to happen. My goodness, but you don't expect that out of a veteran.
Now this is probably the only time you can say the outside line's better.
Yeah, when you got a slower car blocking the entire lane and causing them to go about probably 15 miles per hour slower. And as you can tell, that inside line led by Jonathan Zorlane, and now they're going to finally be able to get around as Kyle moves up high, but is now going to block the high lane.
Oh,
in words of my little brother, that 42 car needs to get off the track.
I was waiting for that.
Well, Kyle Matthews is going to be upset at you for that. Nonetheless, back up here at the front, trying to find a leader, and there he is, Ethan Hoffman in the lead. But looks like Diego Yepez's damage he sustained in that wreck was major, as Dylan Young's getting held up, and Rafael LeDuc with a huge head of steam was trying to find a way around, but now he gets stuck on the outside.
All I can say is, can LeDuc get the All-State Good Hands Award of the race for that?
Yeah, if there was such an award, I would give it to LeDuc, because he almost got turned by teammate affiliate Seth Cole and saved it. And speaking of Seth Cole, up here in third right behind Dylan Young, but Ethan Hoffman's got a near 1 second lead now because of lap traffic, as it's 3 wide for the spot. Matt McIntyre, who led early on, he's now trying to take back the second position, as we got a lot of Fords coming up here into the fray. You got Thoreau, Young, and Curtis in the 4, and you got a Ford leading the race.
Yeah, this is looking like the 2018 NASCAR season, year of the Fords.
Speaking of those Fords, how about them almost locking up the man?
Oh, but look at this run of Matt McIntyre, who led early on. He's one to take back that spot, and he's got a huge run underneath the 99.
And he's got the position, too.
McIntyre to point, but don't look now. Here comes the other Valvoline car.
Oh, and they have caught Kyle Matthews again. Oh! This is the second time they've had to deal with him.
I thought the 32 was about to run smack dab into Kyle.
Yeah, that would have been ARCA brakes gone wrong.
And looks like the guys are going to take advantage are Ethan Hoffman, and now Dylan Thoreau goes to the bottom and is going to go on by. Now LeDuc almost got wrecked again and saved it for a second time.
You know what, Levi? Just create your own Marvel Studio Cup Safe Driver Award.
There they go! Matthews has turned, but he saves it. And who else that I saw get turned sideways? But I think they saved it too. No caution. But my goodness, what a day for saves.
Well, I'm going to state this now. The Coca-Cola Good Hands Award goes to how many people so far? We got a tally for 4.
But right now, Matt McIntyre's got a big lead now, over 2 seconds as a result. And Kyle Matthews going to come into pit road. Is he going to get it serviced, or is he going to retire from the race? Let's see. Yeah, he's done for the day.
Bye. Well, Kyle, I think it was smart for you.
So now we just need a caution to get the field bunched up again.
Yeah, but then again, you got the 10 of Diego Yepes, who's the last of the slower cars. That's,
But at least he's not he wasn't as slow as Kyle was, just saying.
not as slow, but still quite slow. And now, Matt McIntyre's lead's starting to shrink a little bit. It's now to under 2 seconds, but Ethan Hoffman still has a long way to go to try and gain ground on the 32 of Matt McIntyre as we're approaching the halfway point of the race. Next time by will be halfway.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Levi, if this race is any indication, you need a safe driver award.
Yeah. Start that after this race, please.
I don't know. I'm knowing how I am, I probably would forget. But nonetheless, as we're catching back up to the front of the field, the rest of the drivers, they are starting to reel into 32. Now it's under 0.8 of a second separating the 32 and the 99. And then behind this, we got a big battle for third. Sean Galligan, who came in second in points, who may more or less take the points lead after this week.
Yes, and Jessica Shelton got taken out in the first wreck.
And now the 99 of Hoffman's right there to the back bumper of the 32, but can he make a move going into 3? I think he's got a good enough car to do that. Let's see if he actually is going to materialize with it. Not quite just yet.
Not quite.
But Galligan, look at the run he's got right now.
Yeah, he might try and dive bomb it going into one. No, he's just going to do it in the tri-oval. Well, 32 goes up high, but he's going to close the door on Galligan. Now it's a race between the 44 and the 99, but if they race too hard, that 32 is just going to
pull away again. And then you got Dylan Young and Trent Dunham trying to catch up, and now they have caught the 10 once more.
Look out!
And, there goes any form of steam the bottom lane had.
And now Galligan's going to take
another
second.
3-wide sandwich in this mess.
Yeah, as the outside lane is starting to pull away because of the 10, and now the 10 goes up high and is going to block Jay Jefferson, James Qualls, Rafael LeDuc, and DJ Curtis for the time being.
LeDuc is not having a good time with these lap cars.
Oh, there goes Qualls! Qualls gets turned. But I think he got the wall. Oh, and back up the track. Huge crash. Oh, but we're going to have oncoming traffic. This is going to get bad. There they
go. Bumper cars.
Holy moly, a big wreck going into turn 1. And the caution immediately out. Charles Sanford, Diego Yepes, James Qualls, Jay Jefferson, who had a good run going in the top 10. Trying to look around for anybody else. Zorline was in it.
Time to be she's greater.
Colin Francis, who was top 10 in points going in this week, he's damaged. As we're waiting for the drivers to get cycled around, Cody Lamas was in there too.
No, not the llama.
Alright, I'm gonna just say this now. Save the llamas. We need to have an opera. Save the llamas.
Hey,
and now they're coming into pit road, and I kind of was expecting pit stops to come relatively soon, but it looks like, everybody's coming into pit road to top off on gas and maybe get tires. Whoa, Poteet, I don't know what's going on with him, but...
Poteet might be out of fuel.
He's pulling away from the one. I guess it was just a game thing.
I guess it was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, when is there never a glitch? Let's see what happens. Okay, so far the 32's... Oh, a little contact, but nothing major. And it looks like 4 tires and gas. But it looks like a lot of drivers are going either fuel only or 2 tires and gas, because I think the new leader is going to be Benjamin Miles in the 22, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to look back.
I thought he was involved in that last wreck.
He could have been. This could be a case of a scoring error. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out once we go back green. But before we go back to the restart, let's look and see what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Las Vegas. Well, I think this could all be attributed to the 10 of Diego Yepes slowing down some of these drivers, but James Qualls, he tries to go to the bottom to get around, but doesn't see DJ Curtis down there and just came down in front of the 4, and that's what gets the 70 sideways, and I thought he was going to have it saved, but then he hits the inside concrete wall, comes back up the racetrack, and look at those hits into the 87 and the 10. And both the 87 and 10 almost went upside down, but it looked calm here, but you kind of had an idea of what was going to happen because you see extra traffic coming in, and then watch what's going to happen when these cars come in.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, there you see a lot of hits, and the big one was to the 87 of Jay Jefferson, as he's the one who took the brunt of this wreck, nearly flipping twice, but yeah, almost like a race car junkyard right down here. And then cars running into each other trying to get through.
Cole, didn't you say this track took a lot of cars into your yard before?
Wait, what was that, Johnny?
I said, doesn't this track bring a lot of cars to your junkyard? Well, here's some more.
Yeah, that is a good point. But
yeah, I got a car graveyard that could rival Junior's.
You do for this track.
I hate to say it, but I've got a bigger graveyard than you, Cole. But that beside the point. That was a look at what brought the caution out for the second time. Let's take you to the restart once again here at Vegas. Well, after that second caution, we got more cars out of the race, and they include Cody Lamas, Jonathan Zorline, Jay Jefferson, James Qualls, Charles Sanford, and Diego Yepes, who joined Kyle Matthews and the rest from that first wreck. But this is going to be an interesting restart because you got a few cars on the inside lane who are on the tail end of the lead lap or a lap down. And the first car on the outside, Benjamin Miles, he's on the very tail end. So the leader is actually his teammate, Chris Dollarton. Second, Dylan Thoreau. Third, Trent Dunham. Fourth, Sean Galligan. Fifth, Matt McIntyre. Sixth, Colin Phillips. Seventh is Seth Cole. Eighth is Ethan Hoffman. Ninth, Dylan Young. 10th, Tim Fiegel. 11th, Ryan Butcher. 12th, Dylan Jacobs. 13th, Jake Rogers. 14th is Rafael Leduc. 15th, Dougie Shears. 16th, DJ Curtis. 17th, James Shelley. 18th is Joshua Sakuli. 19th, Carson Gum. 20th, Joshua Collard. Then the rest of the lead lap cars are Patrick Smith, Jake Baskinger, Anthony McCurry, Cullen Francis, and then on the inside, Preston Plord, James McLeod, and Dylan Poteet. Green flag is back out. Let's see what happens on this restart, and it looks like Dollarton gets off to a pretty decent jump, but can he get by those two ahead of him without getting past?
He gets by his teammate just fine.
Yeah, he gets around Miles just fine, but now he needs to get in front of Preston Plord in that 24 car.
Too bad Nationwide is not on Dollarton's side right now. Oops.
Uh-oh, they're coming back in.
Oh, what?
Oh, wait.
Dollarton, Thoreau, I guess they didn't get enough gas.
Fill it up properly.
I don't, wait, we got more cars coming in.
Sakuli's in too. So that hands the lead back over to Matt McIntyre now.
I bet you Matt McIntyre is looking back and he's even scratching his head like, what's going on here?
Yeah, maybe either they missed their pit stalls or a miscommunication as far as getting fuel in, because that's happened many times where there could have been a big miscommunication to the point where they didn't get enough gas in the race car to continue and they had to come back in. But right now, Matt McIntyre has the lead back, and then Trent Dunham, Sean Galligan, Tim Fiegel, Ryan Butcher, your top five. But you still got a couple lap cars in between. Miles and Plord are still up here, but unlike James McLeod, they don't have damage and are up to speed.
Yeah.
But Matt McIntyre right now has a slim lead over the one of Trent Dunham. But there's still plenty of time for some of these guys to make something work, as here comes potential points leader Galligan up to second. But now Tim Fiegel, look at the run Fiegel's got. Where did he come from?
Holy moly. Where did he come from? All the way from the back?
I think he restarted 10th and is already up here to second. And speaking of drivers coming out of nowhere, look at Carson Gum. He's up to, I believe that is 9th now.
The Carsonist!
Yeah, he's striking. And how about Joshua Collard, who was involved in that first caution, didn't get much damage, and now he's up here in the top 10. What a comeback run for that 43 team. As we get back up here at the front, it's starting to get closer for the battle for the lead, but it's still relatively single file throughout much of the top 10, at least for now, as we're coming to the line, and it's 6 to go now here at Vegas.
And this is where you want to cash in your check, or cash in your chips, and know when to fold them, because it's go time.
Yeah.
Case in point. That's a good point.
Especially since we're in the gambling capital of the world.
Place your bets.
DJ Curtis in the 4 car, he's having a solid run going. He's now up to 4th now. And how about Jake Rogers in the 56? We haven't talked about him all day. He's now trying to get a better run going for himself, as he's getting a run, trying to get to the inside of DJ Curtis for 4th. But Rafael Leduc's been one of the drivers of the week for having 2 miraculous saves, and this might pay off for him as he's working on a potential top 5 run. But James Shelley, who's slow, is holding up Jake Rogers, so now the inside's going to prevail, as Matt McIntyre is still holding off Tim Fiegel right now. And when we get to the line, it'll be 3 to go here in the Shelby 400.
Looks like it might come down to
Slow
the
car
30.
Away.
It might come down to the 32 and the 8 as of right now, because I don't see 3rd place anywhere in the picture.
Yeah, and 3rd right now is Curtis in the 4, but yeah, as Gardner pointed out, they could have to put up with James McLeod if they get to him in time, but we're getting ready to come to take 2 laps to go. McLeod is just now getting across the start-finish line, and the leaders are now crossing now.
They'll probably catch him going into turn 2, if not turn 3. Alright, going into turn number 3. It's still the 32 versus the 8. 32's been the class of the field all day. All he needs to do is to break.
I said it. They're trying to catch him right here.
Yep, and the white flag is out, and McIntyre gets held up a little bit. Fiegel's now right there to the back bumper, but can he make a move going into 3? And Galligan and Curtis have reached in here. I don't know if they're going to have enough time, but Galligan's going to go for a huge move for 2nd, but that might have just sealed the deal because McIntyre now is going to have the advantage. As we're getting ready to come off of turn number 4 for the final time, checkered flag waving, Matt McIntyre wins the Shelby 400 at Las Vegas.
Matt McIntyre had the best car today, and once he was able to get back out in front, and he had a little bit of help from lap traffic, it was pretty much sold.
Not to mention, he is the Season 3 champion, so he definitely knows how to get it done in this series. So that's another career win for the 32 of Matt McIntyre. But let's look at the rest of the results. You had a close finish for 2nd, but Sean Galligan, who will more than likely take the points lead going into California next week with that 2nd place run. DJ Curtis tried, but gets a 3rd place finish, which was still a phenomenal run. Tim Fiegel thought he had something going on in the end, but just got overpowered by those 2 cars that finished ahead of him, but still gets a 4th place run. Carson Gum, who restarted, I believe, like 20th, finished 5th today. Dylan Young, who was about top 10 majority of the day, finishing out in 6th. And like we said, and look at that. Rafael Leduc in the 77 finished 7th and was 0.77 seconds back.
Okay,
My game
you
is
could
cursed.
not write.
Here's the thing. Finish the 7th in the 77 car. 0.77 back. Okay. Conspiracy theory.
Well, I guess Leduc needs to go to Vegas and score them slots because this game is telling him to.
Yeah.
So
Good
it would
point.
seem.
Good point, Cole.
But anyways, Ryan Butcher, the highest finishing rookie this week, finishing in 8th. Seth Cole with a solid run in 9th. And then Jake Rogers finishing out in 10th. Rest of the top 20 was Joshua Collard, Ethan Hoffman, Dylan Jacobs, Colin Phillips, Trent Dunham, Anthony McCrory, Patrick Smith, Dougie Shears, Colin Francis, Jake Baskinger, and then everyone else that finished was a lap or more down. Preston Plord, Benjamin Miles, Dylan Poteet, James Shelley, Joshua Sakuli, Chris Dollarton, Dylan Thoreau, and James McLeod. Everybody else was out of the race after all the mayhem, and they were Cody Lamas, Jonathan Zorline, Jay Jefferson, James Qualls, Charles Sanford, Diego Yepes, Kyle Matthews, Zachary Fitzwater, Jessica Sheldon, Emmanuel Hartnett, Alex Drayton, and Paul Minnick. But that does it for our coverage today here at Las Vegas for the Shelby 400, and I'd like to thank Johnny Gardner and Cole Deaver for stopping by the booth.
No problem. Too bad Nationwide was on those guys' insurance on their side for those crashes.
I like.
Oh wait, no. I take that back. Blame Shelley Insurance. There we go.
Yeah.
I'd like to also thank Levi for having me, and it was a blast commentating one of the better known death traps in art.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, hopefully next week won't be so much of a death trap. But next week we head to California Speedway for the Auto Club 400. And not only that,
Wait, you said Auto Club? That's like one of the big... That's like even... That could be just as worse as this track.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised. There's not much wrecking at California in my series.
Remind Yakko to stay in the water tower for that.
But nonetheless, not only will Marvel Studios Cup be racing at California, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe Domino's NXT will be returning for their second race at the same track on the same day. So, in a couple days, you get 2 races in one day. So, be on the lookout for 2 races this coming Wednesday. But until we get to California, here are your results, rookie points, and regular points heading into California. This is Levi McIntyre, signing off.